Yeah. You ever lose so much you stop feeling it? Then one day the blessings hit like a fucking hurricane. Yeah. I'm in that chapter now. I'm on the ride of my life. Hey. I'm on the ride of my life. I'm on the ride of my life. Everything tried to bring me, I told that shit not quite. Took every L, turned the pain into my highlight. Now doors open up for me like come inside. I'm on the ride of my life. Yeah, the old me's dead, I ain't looking behind. All this success got me feeling divine. Fuck what they think, I was built for the climb. Had some fake friends said they'd always stay down. Next week acting like they barely came round. People love you when you up, when you sink they drown. So I cut the snakes early, I don't play with clowns. All these late nights stressing, trying to make ends meet. Now I'm eating real good, something like a king's feast. Took every punch life through, stayed on my fucking feet. Now I shine so bright, even pain looks sweet. Haters talking but they whisper now. They ain't built for what I walk through, different style. I'm chosen, I'm focused, I know this now. They doubted, I rose and I own this now. All that heartbreak, all that fear and trauma made a man out of me, not a runner. And every closed door just brought me another. Now I'm done stressing, I'm blessed like a motherfucker. I'm on the ride of my life. I'm on the ride of my life. Everything try to break me, I told that shit not quite. Took every L, turned the pain into my highlight. Now doors open up for me like come inside. I'm on the ride of my life. Yeah, the old me's dead, I ain't looking behind. All the success got me feeling divine. Fuck what they think, I was built for the climb. Now I'm waking up peaceful, no drama near. Had to cut off weak energy, keep my mind clear. Now the love I get real, yeah the vibe sincere. Ain't no fear left in me, I'm the one they cheer. Got family depending on my next big win. Got angels protecting me from more fake friends. Used to pray for these moments every damn night then. Now I live every blessing like amen again. Won battles I ain't mentioned cause it's none of they biz. Took kids that would've folded less of men when they sick. Now I'm rich in my spirit and I'm rich in my grit. Fuck the past, I'm alive and I'm built for this shit. Yeah, I've been running through hell just to touch this light. Had to lose my heart just to get it back right. Had to cut off people who ain't treat me right. Now I'm up, way up out of sight. I'm on the ride of my life. I'm on the ride of my life. Everything tried to break me, I told that shit not quite. Took every L, turned the pain into my highlight. Now doors open up for me like come inside. I'm on the ride of my life. Yeah, the old me's dead, I ain't looking behind. All the success got me feeling divine. Fuck what they think, I was built for the climb.
Sweating, hands shaking,
Yeah.
knees trembling, heart pounding.
Damn. I can't get your fucking body out my mind.
Met you in a club, liquor in your system. Lights low, hips rolling, now you got my attention. I was peeping from afar, trying not to stare. But the way that ass moved said you knew I was there. Now my heart racing faster than the bass drop. You lean in close, say you got a spot. I was cool 2 seconds, then I folded quick. Now I'm sipping off your smile and a slick ass lick. I ain't even touched you yet, but I'm already gone. I was built too late, but you got me following up on why I follow you. Told myself it was just one night, just some lust, just some fun. But my dick ain't the only thing hard, my feelings already sprung. It's an addiction, got me sweating, shaking, losing my position. It's an addiction, fuck me good, got my soul in submission. It's an addiction, girl you got me sipping, tripping, Reminiscing, it's an addiction, and you know it. We pulled up to my crib, door shut, clothes gone. Heels hit the floor before the lights on. You kissed me like you knew me for years. Tongue down my throat, now my mind disappear. You straddle me slow like you own my name. Whisper don't stop while you grinding my chain. Back arch, nails in my chest. You fucking me like you ain't got no respect. I'm sweating, you dripping, she's soaking wet. Neighbors probably hearing every breath. I bust once, you laugh, say again. Now I'm sipping with my pride on the end. I knew I should've stopped that night, but your pussy felt like relapse. One night turned into a habit and I ain't strong enough to fight back. I'm weak. It's an addiction. Got me sweating, shaking, losing my position. It's an addiction. Fucking till we both need intermission. It's an addiction. Girl, you got me simping, tripping. Why I fall like this? It's an addiction, and you know it. Please, let's fuck again. Just one more time. Don't leave. I promise I'll make you come all night. Please answer the phone. I'm losing control. I'm shaking alone in my zone. I'm texting you, you leave me on red. Tried your D and I'm blocked instead. Guess I one night turned in my hair, and I'm here simping by myself. Well, I fall like this. It's an addiction. Got me begging, got me slipping, got me drifting. It's an addiction. I'm addicted. Got me simping, reminiscing, heart addicted. Can't stop. It's an addiction. Yeah, sweating, shaking, body feeling. It's an addiction. Girl, you fuck me and you know it.
Guess our one night stand is through. Phone call, room quiet, still thinking about you. Still thinking about you. Then I found out the truth. You went back home, back to the man that already had you. Damn. So you was married the whole fucking time, and I was just your midnight escape, just your secret line, just something you used and erased. So fuck you for fucking me like that, for making me fold. Why four lies? For making me fall into you. Now I'm alone in this addiction, and you already back with your husband.
Welcome to the lounge, where we challenge accountability. I'm Urban, and we don't do surface talk here. We use emotional intelligence, thought-provoking, mind in motion, truth be stirring, deep emotion, no filters, no faking. This here, thought-provoking. Every beat a question, every bar a lesson. I turn the mic to a mirror, life's a session. Urban in the mix, soul and intellect blend. We ain't just talk truth, we set trends from Dallas to the world. We break that ceiling, no clout, just facts, that's the real feeling. Thought-provoking, mind in motion, truth be stirring, deep emotion, no filters, no faking. This here, thought-provoking. Trap drums drop, but the message don't fade. Every thought sparks like a hand grenade. Faith, pain, love, and drive all collide, that's how minds revive. All collide, that's how minds revive. Thought-provoking, mind in motion, truth be stirring.
No filters, no faking. This here, thought provoking.
Mind open wide like a city skyline. Every topic shaped by design. The urban lounge where ideas ignite. Late night thoughts under podcast lights. Every episode of thought design. The urban lounge where iron sharp iron. We build from the ground like truth rewiring. Can't fake what's felt when the mic's ignited. If you listening now, you already invited. Thought provoking, mind in motion. Truth be stirring, deep emotion. No filters, no faking. This here, thought provoking.
Warning, the following image and/or content may be disturbing, offensive to some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
And it went like
Why did Desmond quietly remove his wedding ring in Kristy's final video? And why did no one realize his heart had already changed? Even before the affair was exposed, Desmond had already shown impatience while filming videos with Kristy. He often turned away with an exasperated expression and constantly replied to messages on his phone, as if the person on the screen mattered more than the woman beside him. At first, fans assumed it was just for show. It wasn't until Desmond's wedding ring disappeared that people realized his recent irritation and emotional detachment were not an act. This wasn't Kristy's fault, nor the audience's, because they trusted Desmond completely. Kristy had known Desmond since she was 14, and they had been married for 12 years. Since their teenage years, Desmond had painted vivid pictures for Kristy of the wedding they would one day have. Although their early financial struggles meant the wedding wasn't perfect, not long ago for their 10th anniversary, Desmond made up for it with a dream wedding and even spent 3 years building a custom home for his wife. Yet just as everything seemed to be improving, the children growing up, the company thriving, and life offering more money and time, Desmond failed to resist temptation. Kristy told the court she would never settle. This shows how deeply Kristy once loved Desmond and how profound the betrayal now feels. We can only hope Kristy finds the strength to carry on.
Welcome to the lounge, everybody. Welcome to the lounge. I'm Urban. Appreciate y'all tuning in to this episode. This episode is going to be another moment where we're going to use red pill philosophy, where we're going to be about truth, accountability, and lessons to be learned. Now, also this particular episode, we're going to be covering Desmond and Kristy Scott. They're currently trending right now in the social media space, where I go more in detail about who they are, just in case y'all don't know who they are. That's why I shared the clip earlier, so y'all can just kind of get an idea of who they are. All right, but we're gonna talk about this tonight. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna break this thing down. We're gonna just analyze this video, and the whole point is not to just to do like a gossip column on them or bashing people, anything like that. The whole point is that we want to learn from this. Okay, we really do. We want to learn from this because it's very easy for us to constantly point the finger at each other, but it's harder for us to hold ourselves accountable and move forward, you know what I'm saying, in situations like this. Shout out to everybody in the building. Like I seen the building was so with it, man. And shout out to everybody who's on watch me from the bushes. Shout out to everybody as well who are catching the replay of this stream. Now tonight we're going to talk about the illusion of the perfect family. Once again, we're going to talk about the illusion of the perfect family. And we're going to use Desmond and Kristy Scott as our target example about the illusion of the perfect family. Now, once again, those of y'all who probably know about them, they put out content with them together. Desmond is a chef, and Kristy is the one who be mainly putting out a whole lot of the content, you know what I'm saying, where she be pranking Desmond all the time, where they be doing, this weird stuff. So they met each other when they was younger. I believe Desmond was her high school sweetheart. All right, so they met each other in high school, and they've been together for all of this time. All right, so they began being together all this time, and all of a sudden, something ended up happening. What ended up happening is that, according to TMZ and according to different other gossip columns, Kristy ended up filing for divorce. The divorce is not with irreconcilable differences. The divorce is because Desmond had cheated on Kristy. A matter of fact, before I jump further into this, let me go ahead and just share this with y'all real quick, because he did issue out a statement regarding this. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull that up for y'all real quick. Give me 1 second. I think it's right here. Yeah. All right. So this is the statement that Desmond had pulled out. All right. And this is on his IG. He said that, "I want to begin by apologizing to Kristy, our family, and everyone who has been impacted by the public attention surrounding this situation. I know this news has been disappointing for many, and I'm truly sorry the hurt it has caused. Kristy is the mother of my children, and that will always come first. I remain fully committed to being an active, present, and loving parent to our boys, and always have been. Kristy and I faced challenges and made sincere efforts to work through them. Towards the end of 2025, I wanted to separate and had conversations with Kristy regarding this. During this period, I made choices that I'm not proud of, took responsibility for those actions, and shared this with her directly and personally, and ultimately we decided to divorce. I ask for privacy and compassion as we navigate this difficult chapter in our lives. Thank you, everyone who has supported us over the years. I'm grateful that support will continue, sharing my love for cooking and the things that inspire me. I hope you continue that journey with me." Now, I'm kind of curious because in this middle paragraph right here where he was saying that they was facing challenges, just by reading this, and I can gather that these challenges that he's talking about occurred earlier during the year. That's how the way it looked. And towards the end of 2025, he said that he wanted to separate. But however, it was Kristy, the one who went on and filed for divorce. Now, I'm also curious that Desmond is saying that he took responsibility for these actions, right, that he shared with her. But however, even within this statement that he put out on his IG, right, he never mentioned that he cheated on her. How the way everybody found out that he cheated on her is when Kristy went and filed for divorce, and within the divorce decree, it says that he had cheated on her. So I'm kind of curious to want to know if Desmond was truly taking responsibility, if he was truly holding himself accountable for this, right? Then why he did not mention this in the official statement on this IG that he cheated. Kind of curious about that, y'all. But we're going to want to dive deep into this. Those of y'all who are tuning in right now, make sure you hit the thumbs up because it do support the channel a whole lot. Appreciate y'all a whole lot. Tonight conversation, we're going to talk about the illusion of the perfect family, and we're going to use Desmond and Kristy Scott as the lesson that we're going to learn from this, all right? I want y'all to understand this. I want y'all to understand that social media has trained us to believe that if it looks good, they obviously got to be good. Social media also trained us that if a family smiles online, then they must be solid offline. If a couple is admired, they must be disciplined. But the truth of the matter, y'all, is that this is false. What you see online or what you see outside is not the reality that be happening inside in marriages, period. What's true is this: the illusion of a perfect family. There have been some of us, right? Either we've been married or been in relationships, right, where we portray this illusion that everything is okay in your relationship. And to be honest with you, I can understand the reason why. It's because you don't want people to be in your relationship. You don't want people to give you constructive criticism. You don't want people to judge your relationship. So you'll carry on pretending that everything is fine and everything is okay, but in reality, it's not. I want y'all to understand this clearly. As me being a married man, not only once, but twice, I can understand where this illusion comes from firsthand. I remember in my first marriage where we used to do this, where when we was out in public spaces, whether we was at a family reunion, whether we was chilling with friends, whether we was at a gathering, whether we was at church, wherever the case may be, right? We carried this image that everything was okay, but deep down inside, it was not okay. I want y'all to also understand this. I want y'all to understand this clearly, what I'm about to get ready to say, because this is the truth. The truth of the matter is this: marriage is not easy. I don't care what people try to make you believe that it is. I don't care what preacher and pastor or whatever try to tell you that as long as you have God in your life, your relationship is going to be great. No. Marriage is not easy. Marriage is work. A matter of fact, marriage is hard work. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I want y'all to understand this clearly. If this is your path that you want to take, that you want to get married, or some of y'all may be currently married right now. If this is the path that you want to take, I want you to understand this clearly, that marriage is not easy. It's not easy. It is hard, and it's going to take work. Now, I'm not discrediting the good parts about marriage, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're married to, the right person. I'm not discouraging it and saying that, there is no good thing that come out of marriage. There are good things that come out of marriage. You get to be with a person that you care about your whole life, well, more than anything, right? You get to procreate with this person, right? You get to form a family unit with this person as well, too. Y'all get to spend quality good time together as well as quality bad time together. There's opportunities where you be loving each other, and there'll be opportunities where you're going to hate the hell out of each other. There are going to be times where you're going to be separated from each other. Then there's going to be times where you're going to be committed back to one another. There's going to be times where you're going to be talking to each other constantly. There's going to be times where you're not going to be doing it. There's going to be times you're going to be mad and pissed off at each other. And there's going to be times that you're not going to be that way. But in reality, this is all part of the marriage experience, if that's your path that you want to take. If this is your path that you want to take. That's why I tell people that, hey, if you don't have the energy, if you don't have the mindset, if you don't have the drive, if you're not going out and preparing yourself to be in a relationship with another person, then marriage is not for you, and don't do it. Just don't get married. Don't get married. Don't cohabitate. Don't do none of that. Because what you're going to ultimately end up doing is that you're going to end up creating a very toxic atmosphere for both parties involved. One other thing that I want y'all to understand too, and we can get deep into this content, all right? I also want y'all to understand this. I want y'all to understand this. Marriage is not forever. I'm going to say this again. Marriage is not forever. It's not. There is a expiration date for marriages. And I want y'all to grasp this understanding. There is absolutely an expiration date for marriages. It is. The expiration date is contingent on whatever happens within that said union. The expiration date could be as follows. One of y'all probably either pass away, or both of y'all probably pass away. You probably end up on catching one or the other cheating on each other, and you end the relationship for irreconcilable differences or cheating. The relationship can end off of traumatic experiences, like, say, for example, something ended up happening to, the wife or the husband, where they was in a situation and the husband got beat up and the wife got raped while the husband getting beat up. And the wife felt like the husband didn't protect her, and she wanted to end the relationship over that. It could be a situation where the husband or the wife end up touching the children, and the marriage would end like that. Or it could be uncles, or it could be relatives that's related to either the husband or the wife. It could end off of religion differences. It could end off of financial differences. But the whole point of the matter that I want y'all to understand clearly is that marriage has a expiration date, and y'all need to get that. Marriage has an expiration date, and it does have a ending. Whenever that ending happens, that's when it happened. With that being said, this is how we are going to approach this situation today. Well, tonight on this podcast, while we talk about Desmond and Kristy. Okay. I believe that out of all these years they've been married, they've been high school sweethearts and everything. Now, all the years they've been married, their marriage has finally reached a expiration date for them. I believe that, and I believe that this is what's happening in that situation. Now, we can sit up here and use, the negative red pill talking points and stuff, you know what I'm saying, where dudes talking about, yo, it be always the women who file for divorce. They file for divorce all the time. Women. I mean, we could use them talking points or whatever, but I'm tired of talking about that. I'm tired of using stats and all the stuff there. I want to give y'all the real. I want to give y'all the solution and everything. So in this episode, we're going to talk about this. We're going to break this thing down. We're going to break down everything about the Scotts. We're going to break down their lifestyle. We're going to also break down what caused them to separate. We're going to get a little bit deeper than that, including the rumors that I have heard as well too. And we're just going to go from there, all right? But before we do that, make sure y'all hit the thumbs up to support the channel. I appreciate you a whole lot. And I see different people in the building. Constance, what's up with it? I appreciate you. Tysina, what's up? As always, appreciate you on pulling up as well. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And everyone who's either catching the replay or watching in the bushes, salute to y'all as well too. Tonight, conversation that we're going to talk about, the illusion of the perfect family, and we're using Desmond and Kristy Scott as the target example so we can learn from this situation. All right. So first of all, just in case y'all don't know who they are, let me go ahead and just kind of want to share with y'all some does some clips real quick, if y'all don't mind, so y'all can understand who she is and where they come from and different things like that. All right. Many of y'all probably have saw their content and you probably just looked at it for a little bit and kind of skipped it, or you probably looked at it and laughed at it, like, and did your thing. But let me show you exactly who they are. All right. This is who they are.
To make those rainbows in my mind when I think of you sometime, and I want to spend some time with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
So this is what they do. Kristy, she's the one who be in charge of making this content where she's just, being goofy, being, absurd, right, with it. And most of the time she be pranking Desmond in her content, all right?
Yeah.
You know what's interesting about this now that I'm like really watching this, right, with a critical lens? I could just look at Desmond and tell that this man, I don't know, he does have this energy that he tolerates Kristy a lot. I mean, I could tell that he loved her. I could tell that he procreated with her, right? And he loves his family, but it does something about his energy around her that it just seems like he's not a man who's truly happy. Like, it's hard to describe. It's almost as though he's a man that feel trapped. Okay, that's the best way I could describe it. Feel like that he's a man that was trapped in a relationship, and the thing about it is that he's with a woman that a lot of men would desire. You know what I'm saying? And so she do content all the time where she's doing this weird pranking stuff with Desmond.
So it's that time for a grocery stock, and my chef husband wants to go to Kroger today.
Kristy!
So this is my outfit of the day.
Kristy, what? Who is that Kroger?
This is a metallic Rick Owens dress.
Kristy.
I feel like it's super comfy, like you can...
Why do you need to do that at the Kroger?
Matter of fact, so the whole thing is that she decided to make a video that she was going to go to Kroger's dressed up. All right. She's going to go to Kroger's and she's going to go grocery shopping. So the next clip is her literally going to Kroger's dressed up, going grocery shopping. Now, the reason why y'all don't hear a lot of sound to this is because I edited out the sound because she was playing Beyonce and all kind of stuff, trying to give me copyright strike. But yeah, this is what she do. And I ain't gonna show this one. This is another one of her famous clips that she did that like went viral. And this is another famous clip, right? So, like I told y'all earlier, Desmond is actually a professional chef, all right? So this is the things that he do for her.
One thing they don't warn you about before marrying a chef. He feeds your guilty pleasures. Lunch for breakfast. Actual lunch.
Random dessert.
Caribbean dinner.
And so by him doing these things for her, in return, this is what Kristy does for him. And these clips with Kristy is what got her content going viral, all right?
Giving my chef husband a break. Breakfast.
Little me. Kristy, why is that ice?
Lunch.
Peanut butter and jelly. You can't hide that.
Afternoon snacks.
Man, well, you know I like spam. Kristy. But I like it cooked. Kristy, why?
Dinner.
Kristy, why you torching the cookie? Baby, you gonna hurt somebody. Oh, Kristy, I don't even want it.
Dessert.
Okay. I'll take that dessert any day.
All right, so just so y'all can get an understanding of, the content that they made together, right? And so they're on content that they made together. It cost 1 million views. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of subscribers behind it. It had a lot of people in their said community backing them up as well too. All right. So Desmond and Kristy, they wasn't just a married couple, but they was actually a brand. They literally branded themselves. Okay. They got millions of followers. They got family centered content. They do content with their children as well too, where it's marriage, parenting. It shows unity and different things like that. They also represent what the modern culture says having it all. Correct. Then because of their lives was public, people didn't just watch, they became emotionally invested into their content. Now I want y'all to understand this first lesson. When you end up monetizing your family like that, right, your private failures become public conversations, as you can see right now. This necessarily doesn't make them villains, it does make them examples. And I'm going to give y'all another case in point too. Even with the young content that I make too. There are certain, what's the word I'm looking for? There are certain boundaries that I have placed within myself of how far I would go with the said content. Because I know that not only my content could be thought-provoking, I know that different topics that I cover could be controversial as well. With that being said, certain people, right, will find it offensive. And so by them finding it offensive, then it could trickle all the way back to my family. So that's why there are certain things that I talk about, I thread the needle with, you know what I'm saying, and talk about it. But there are certain things that, I would absolutely would not talk about, period. Because I don't want to go that far. But what's interesting about this, ladies and gentlemen, is this. There are content creators who don't even care. They don't care about boundaries. They don't care about none of that. They will literally go over and beyond, exposing their lifestyles and everything like that, and literally destroy their family in the name of content. That's what they'll do. But at the end of the day, you have to be disciplined. You have to be. You have to know your limitations. Not that you're incapable of it, right? But limitations is a form of protection. Now, I'm only speaking this in the grounds of creating content while you're married, okay? I'm not talking about nobody else who are not married or anything like that. Not at all. So let's dive deeper into this. Now look, let's be disciplined and separate the truth from speculation, all right? Now, I want y'all to understand this. Like I shared with y'all earlier, right? What's confirmed out there right now is that, yes, the divorce filing cites infidelity with Kristy. Now, she never went into details about the infidelity or anything like that. I could have pulled up no other information regarding the infidelity. Desmond did issue a public apology. But however, just like I shared with you earlier, right, his apology was very vague. It has some components where it seemed like he was holding himself accountable for the choices and the decision that he made, right? But it didn't go into details about what exactly he did. Another thing too is that on the clip that I showed y'all earlier, right, it did show that his wedding ring was removed, and then he also held the apology public on this page, on Desmond's page. There haven't been no interviews. There haven't been no deep explanations. There have been none of that. It's just been acknowledgement. But however, there are rumors out there, okay? There are rumors. There are some rumors where they're saying different things about the infidelity. They're saying rumors that Desmond had cheated on Kristy with another man. And the reason why people say that, right? And I'm on, let me pull this video back up again. The reason why people are saying that is because of Desmond's behavior, okay? Now, if you just kind of pay attention to Desmond and just kind of listen to him, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. He do kind of sound soft. You know what I'm saying? But listen real quick.
Hey babe, I was thinking about handling dinner tonight so you can have a break.
Oh, I like a break.
What do you want to eat? I was thinking like fish and chips. I have the stuff. And
You
I know.
gonna make that?
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Babe, you want tartar sauce
Please.
with it?
Fish and chips, dog. I should have known.
And just like I say, just pay attention to the dude's body language. That's the reason why people are saying, I don't know, he may have cheated on her with a dude. I don't know. But once again, all of this is just speculation, okay? I'm not going to sit up here and say that this is the truth unless Desmond and or Kristy end up going into details and revealing the truth behind it. It could be with a man or it could be with a woman. Hell, it could probably be with both. I have no earthly idea. So I'm not going to sit up here and spread rumors and spread lies on this couple that's going through these tough times. All right. Now, there's something that normally happens with social media. The social media creates illusion, right? Social media normally rewards appearance, but social media don't reward the discipline. It celebrates the smiles, the optics, the consistency of images, but marriage doesn't survive on aesthetics. Just like I told y'all earlier. Families don't survive on content. And character doesn't come from people applauding. This fame actually amplifies the weaknesses that they end up ultimately discovering in their relationship. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, there were weaknesses in their relationship, as it is in any relationship. I want y'all to consider this. Let's consider what was the driving point that led to Desmond cheating on Kristy. What led to that? Because there had to be some type of disconnection that happened that gave Desmond the go ahead to go ahead and cheat on Kristy. Now, just like I say, Kristy, she's not a ugly woman at all. She's very beautiful. She's a very, very beautiful woman. She's very beautiful. She keeps herself fit. Just, looking over the content that she be doing where she can't cook and all this stuff. If you look over all of that, you could actually say that she's she's fit when they're actually together, not doing the content. She's friendly, and she's also submissive as well too. And also, she honored Desmond a whole lot. So she had all these different qualities of being a wife, but once again, what led Desmond to cheat on her? What led to that? Here's my speculation. I believe this. I believe that the disconnection came from the actual quality time. That's the first one. The actual quality time that they were spending with each other. I honestly believe that they wasn't spending as much quality time as they portrayed on their socials. I believe that since Desmond was doing this thing as being a chef, and Kristy was doing her social media thing, which she was invited to like different outings. She been to red carpet events and all kind of stuff, right? I believe that since they're living these two different lifestyles and trying to bring it together, I believe that there was some type of disconnection where they didn't have that quality time to spend with each other. That's the first part. The second part is this. I believe that their relationship grew from them actually loving each other into an actual partnership. Remember earlier when I was telling y'all that they end up becoming the brand together, right? So they literally became a business partner instead of an actual married couple. This is the reason why I tell y'all this. This is the reason why I say this all the time. I do not like it when married people or people in general mention the term partnership, because a marriage is not a partnership. Case in point, this example right here with Desmond and Kristy. They enter into literally a partnership where now, instead of them being an actual married couple where they was best friends, they grew up with each other, right? Now, they see each other as homies. Now, they see each other as friends with benefits. They didn't downgrade it, literally. At first, they was married to get all the benefits. Now, they didn't downgrade it. It became friends with benefits. Just living together. So, that disconnection also happened between them. Then I believe this too. I believe that there was some financial components that happened as well too. The reason why I'm saying this is that if you go back and look at her, look at what their TikTok videos and their IG videos, Kristy had this huge habit of overly spending money off of the most stupidest stuff. She'll spend money on buying custom shoes, custom purses, custom, different things and stuff, right? Out of the expense of not only her, but Desmond as well too. And deep down inside, I believe that Desmond had a problem with it. And she did this in the name of content. let me I'm gonna share this with y'all just so y'all can see what I'm talking about if I got it. Yeah, it's right here. This a case of point. She literally went and made this custom outfit just for content.
Babe, can you come in here?
What in the world are you doing? Kristy, what are those?
Can you blow them up?
Shut your mouth. You've been blowing those up yourself?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. When he said "shut your mouth," that dude kind of, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. That dude kind of sound beta.
Beta.
Bro, kind of sounding beta for real, man.
Come with a pump.
It didn't work. Blow them up.
You look like you're about to do a crash dummy test or something. You look like you're wearing an airbag. You can't even walk without holding it? Take that off. Right now.
I thought we were going to the grocery store.
No, you ain't going anywhere.
And once again, this is their content. This is the content that she put out there. So that's why I also believe that the financial part had a component in this as well too. So all these different elements. He felt that he was lonely, you know what I'm saying, where, they end up becoming partners instead of an actual couple. They had financial issues as well too, and different other issues that was going on as well too, you know what I'm saying? And one last thing that I want to mention to y'all that I believe that led to Desmond cheating on Kristy. The last component that I want to share with y'all that I believe that happened is this. I believe that Desmond was no longer attractive to Kristy. He been with her for a very, very long time. I believe they've been together for almost like 25 years, to my understanding. 25 years with the same person could ultimately take a very, 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 very mental toll on you. Where you're dealing with the good, you're dealing with the bad, you're dealing with the ugly. Especially if that been your one person that you've been with throughout your whole entire life, ever since you was a teenager. Normal human instinct is that people become curious. They become curious and they be wondering, like, I wonder what my life would be, if. I wonder what my life would be if. I wonder what my life be if I were to do this. I wonder what my life would be if I were to experience this. And so people will ultimately give in to them intrusive thoughts. Now, don't be sitting up here saying, no, that ain't me, Urban, or no, people ain't like that, Urban. No, see, you're wrong. You're bullshitting.
That's bullshit.
I want y'all to understand that all of us are human beings. All of us be having them type of intrusive thoughts all the time. The only difference is that some of us are way more disciplined with our intrusive thoughts than others. There'll be other opportunities where the intrusive thoughts will be there, but guess what? Temptation start kicking in. Where you have different people who are outliers or whatever you want to call it, or stuff, right? Where you probably have a friend or a loved one or a brother or sister, whoever the case may be, right? They start feeding your mind of these different thoughts. Yeah, I think you should, step out or whatever. I think you should go out and get a drink. I think you should go and talk to this girl. Oh, yeah, you see that woman at the bar? Yeah, she's staring at you. I think you should talk to her. Or you be at work, right, doing your thing at work or whatever, and this woman just start, becoming more friendly with you, and they call that work husbands and work wives. You know what I'm saying? And so you already have this intrusive thought like, I wonder if, and here this person come, giving you that opportunity to fulfill that I wonder if. That's why it is important, if you decide to be married or be in relationships or anything, period, it is imperative that you learn, first of all, self-discipline. It's imperative that you learn that, because if you don't have self-discipline, then 9 times out of 10, that I wonder if is going to manifest itself into an actual reality. And you ain't going to know how to deal with it. You ain't going to know how to handle the situation. I wonder if I were to go out to lunch with this person, what would happen? I also believe this. I also believe that Desmond probably met this woman while he was doing this thing, being a chef. I don't believe that Desmond is the type of man who will, he'll go out with his friends or whatever stuff, right, But I also believe that he's not that type of man that, he'll put himself out there. See a woman at a bar and put himself out there and shooting a shot. I don't believe that he's that type of man to do that. Even though he's high value, even though he has options as well too. But since he is committed, I believe he didn't put himself out there like that. But however, I do believe this. I do believe that the infidelity happened while he was at work as a chef. Had maybe one of the chefs that was there too. Maybe the owner of a restaurant. Maybe the one person who's frequenting that restaurant, a woman who's frequenting that restaurant, whoever it is, frequenting that restaurant. One day he decided to open it up, right? And allow that person access into his life, and he began to share his issues that he was having with Kristy. And that's normally how it starts. And then that other person would be like, you know what? You're right. She is wrong. And then slowly but steady, they start asserting things and stuff, right? Saying that, you know what? Yeah, I could do better than that. I can do this. I can do that. Shoot, y'all not having sex in a month? Oh, shoot, I have sex all the time. They'll do all these different things to tie into the original intrusive thoughts that you're having or he's having. Then let's say, this dude ended up having an affair. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think about my assessment over this so far. Make sure you hit that thumbs up as well too, because it support the channel. All right. There's something else I want to talk about too. I want to talk about Kristy for a moment, if y'all don't mind. With me talking about Kristy, I want to bring up something to y'all. I want to bring up a term or a word that's frequently be used, with a woman like Kristy. The term that frequently be used is called pretty privilege. Once again, it is called pretty privilege. Now, pretty privilege is basically a social advantage of a person receiving primary because of physical attractiveness. They get more grace, they get more benefit of the doubt. And to top it off, they delay accountability. So in other words, as long as you have pretty privilege, you can ultimately get to do whatever the hell you want. Hence, the reason why Kristy decided to make this content to begin with in the first place. Was she doing this weird and egregious stuff? And she doing this thing to be disrespectful to her husband? She giving him spam, showing the people that she can't cook and all kind of stuff. Because she feel like pretty privilege gives her that right to do that. When pretty privilege goes unchecked, it can evolve into an actual mindset. What do you mean by that? It evolves into a mindset, right? To where this woman will end up thinking that she's entitled to any and everything. And on top of that, she'll enter into this mindset thinking that, hey, I got options as well too. That's a case in point. When I wasn't married, right, I had made it a point to only talk to pretty women for one thing and one thing only. And that was just a smash. And there's a reasoning behind it. The reason why I went after, you know what I'm saying, as we call them, the 8s and 9s or whatever and stuff, right, is because I wanted to smash, but I understood pretty privilege. I understood that if I were to get into a relationship with a pretty woman, right, then I literally would be fighting for my life as a man. I'll have to deal with her bullshit behavior, her bullshit attitude, and on top of that, I'll have to deal with other dudes or other men constantly looking at her, constantly trying to shoot their shot with her, constantly trying to be disrespectful. And then when I bring it up, right, guess what she's gonna do? She's gonna use her pretty privilege to say, "Oh, you're just being insecure." And they'll say this. They'll say, not only you're being insecure, but you knew what you was getting yourself into when you got with me. So it is your fault, not my fault. So since I understood that, right, understood the assignment, that's why the only time I got with women like that is simply just to smash. Nothing more, nothing less. The reason why I'm sharing this with you gentlemen is because we have this whole mentality, right? Just like I shared with you on the last podcast I did, right? We have this mindset that we want to go after the 8s and the 9s all the time. We want to go after the women because they look good instead of vetting them out. And then when we go after them, right? When we go after these said type of women, right? We end up getting caught up. We literally end up getting caught up. And then when you get caught up, guess what? They're going to say the same exact thing. It was because of your insecurity, and they're going to say it was your fault because you knew what you was getting into. And I'm going to be honest with you, gentlemen. What they saying is absolutely the truth. Because yes, it is true that you knew what you was getting into, but yet still, you decide to pursue it anyway. You knew that. You felt like that you was going to be the exception to the rule. You felt like as a man that you could take this human being, and you could manipulate her and change her and mold her or groom her into the way that you want her to be. Now, there are some outliers out there where these situations will work for a time or for a moment. But just like I shared with y'all earlier, is that nothing lasts forever. Marriages never last forever. A matter of fact, relationships doesn't last forever. It's an expiration date. So it will last how far it will last. Then after it's over, it's done, it's a wrap. So that's why I tell you, gentlemen, is that if you do want to be in a relationship, if you want to get into a relationship, if you do want to get married, it is imperative for you to get over just looking at her appearance first and get caught up in her appearance. The next thing you know, you're in a relationship with this woman, and this woman could be toxic or whatever the case may be. It's imperative that you get over that, right? And vet out this woman. Find out what her characteristic is and see if y'all align together. If y'all align together, y'all compatible with each other, then go ahead, do what you got to do. No problem. With the case in point with Desmond and Kristy, they understood that they aligned with each other until this moment. And they decide to get into a relationship. They decided to be committed to each other, right? They decided to get married. They decided to procreate with each other. They decided to become a brand together. But just like I told y'all, even with all that, there's always an expiration date. There's always an ending. However way it happens. Just like I told you earlier, that ending could happen through, death do you part, where, one of y'all or both of y'all were to pass away or whatever. That ending could come through infidelity. That ending could come through irreconcilable differences where you just don't feel like being with each other no more. It could come in different ways. It could come through other situations as well too, like if the husband touch on the kids or the wife touch on the kids and that ended that way, or it could be family members that would tear up the relationship as well too. But at the end of the day, there's always a expiration date. It is always an expiration date, period. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up because I'm giving y'all one wisdom today, all right? Because I want y'all to understand the situation, right? And this situation that we're using tonight, we're not using it to just gossip. We're not using it to try to blame Kristy because she's divorcing him. We're not using, the negative red pill talking point talking about, well, women initiate divorce more than men. Forget that bullshit. We're not using that. What we're doing, we're analyzing this situation. We're analyzing it, right? So we can learn from it. And so even in our lives, we can move better. Okay? I was going to talk to y'all about pretty privilege. How the way pretty privilege is, how the way pretty privilege operate as well too. And I want y'all to understand, by me talking about pretty privilege, this is not me hating on Kristy or any pretty woman. All it is a simple observation that becomes a mindset, that becomes a behavior. But at the end of the day, it's not about being beautiful. It's simply about expecting the world to bend because of who you are, because of how pretty you are. I even put it to y'all this way. We mentioned about pretty privilege with a woman, but there are men who have pretty privilege as well too. They believe that since they're handsome and they look a certain type of way, they also believe that they have options as well too. Where they believe that they can do whatever it is they want to do too. Shout out to everyone in the building. Selena, I see you in the building. Salute, welcome. Torch, I see you in the building as well too. A salute to everyone who are tuning in, watching this episode of this podcast. We're on, once again, we're talking about the main topic tonight that we're talking about. We're talking about Desmond and Kristy Scott, where we're talking about their situation, and we're covering it, and we're breaking down the situation in a critical, thought-provoking way. We're not breaking down the situation where we're trying to place blame or anything like that. Okay? We're taking this situation and we're going to learn from it. All right? We're going to learn from it. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to everyone in the building. I want to let me share a couple more clips with her real quick. All right?
When mean your husband's ice cream is better than yours?
Kristy, what are you doing? Is that a hole? What? You got that whole plate?
And here's another clip that I want to share as well too.
I have the one and only 24 karat gold Labubu. Now, this is real 24 karat gold.
I was speaking earlier about the men, right? And the reason why I was speaking about the one men earlier is because I want to hold us accountable. And I want you to understand that we literally be taking L's for real. We be taking L's because we get so confused that we honestly believe that a woman's attraction equals her actual virtue. We believe that her beauty is also her character. We believe that the actual desire overshadows discernment. And we just look over a lot of negative signs. And those of y'all who are in here, we could flip it around and make it in general as well too. It's fine because, like I say, I want us to learn from this. We could say the same thing that on the flip side with women, with men, same as that thing. Well, women do the same thing where they confuse attraction with virtue, they confuse beauty with character, desire with discernment. And I want y'all to understand that when you have this mentality, this mindset, right, that ultimately what you're creating is creating leverage. And then leverage without accountability always destroys relationships. Man, you need to stop on vetting once desire takes over. Because that mistake gonna cause some marriages for real. I'm just saying. Also, I want y'all to understand this. I want y'all to understand that there are ways that you could actually protect yourself. And this is for the men, but women, I guess y'all can learn from this as well too. I'm ready to tell y'all. There are ways that you can protect yourself, or there are actually ways or signs where you could look for and see where this person really at. Unspoken, salute, welcome. There are signs that you can look for because there are always signs. The first one is this. Watch how they handle the word no. Man, this is important. It's because you can't be a darn beta.
Beta!
You have to be a leader in your relationship, which later on this week, I'm going to be talking about this. I'm going to be breaking down the dynamics of how the way a man needs to be a man to be a leader in these relationships. You can't be no beta. You can't be no yes man, meaning that you just sitting up here being so submissive to the woman and just saying yes all the time. You can't be that way. If you tell your said woman no, watch how she react to it. It's either going to be one or two things that's going to happen. She's going to take that no and she's going to respect it, or she's going to take that no and going to be disrespectful with it. Give you an example. In my current marriage right now, there are certain things that my wife asks for, and I'll be dead honest with her, and I tell her no. There even be times where I ask from her, and guess what? She would tell me no. But the response behind it is what's important. The response behind it with us is that it comes from a respectable level where, like, okay, no is no. We're not going to do that, and we don't think nothing else of it. We don't dig deep into, well, why is it a no? Blah 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 blah. You don't love me. Blah 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 blah. We don't dig deep into it like that. So you have to vet out the no. That's the very first thing. If you tell a person no, and they return the no and become disrespectful, then they're being insufferable, right? Then they're being bitchy and all this stuff, right? Then that lets you know right off the bat that they have a issue. They have an issue with control. They have an issue with entitlement. Now, wherever that issue came from, I don't know, but that goes with you vetting out that person in the beginning. They may had the pretty privilege, like I was telling you about earlier, or it probably had occurred while they was growing up. They probably had a father who used to tell them yes all the time, no matter what. Might have a mother that told them yes all the time, or some type of guardian that told them yes all the time and never told them no. And so now they enter into this relationship with the same ideology. Shoot, if my parents taught me that yes means yes and I'm always going to get what I want, then obviously when I get into this relationship, I'm going to have the same mentality. So they'll carry that mentality into the relationship. This, my friends, is what creates toxic masculinity and toxic femininity, because now you're getting into a relationship with these two human beings, right, who believe that yes means yes and I don't care what you say. Two human beings who fighting for control. Two human beings who can't take accountability. Two human beings who do not have boundaries. The second thing is this. I want y'all to listen to the accountability language as well too. For example, if she's never wrong, but that's misunderstood, then I want y'all to understand that that's a red flag. Once again, if she's never wrong and she's always misunderstood, that is a red flag. The reason why that is a red flag, because that lets you know right off the bat that that person or that woman cannot be humble nor teachable. Nor she can't hold herself accountable for the choices and decisions that she made in the relationship. The third thing, I want you to observe her relationship with attention. Now, what do I mean by attention? Attention is this. She's that type of woman that wants to be seen all the time. She got to have people look at her all the time. She got to have this attention. She got to be on social media all the time. She got to know what's going on all the time. She got to dress a certain way to get attention on herself all the time. Case in point with Kristy. Case in point with the content that she was creating. She got to have the attention on her all the time. So why she made it so far where she was going to all these red carpet events and different things like that, because she wants that attention. Also, addiction to validation weakens loyalty too. And this is another one of the reasons why their relationship broke down the way that it did. When you become addicted, right, to attention, you become addicted to the work that you're doing. You become addicted to the acceptance where people constantly saying that, oh man, you're beautiful. Oh man, you're doing this, you're doing that, whatever. You be addicted to that and you're not focusing on the core of your relationship. Guess what? It weakens the loyalty. It literally do make a person feel some type of way. I believe that Desmond was feeling some type of way. He felt insecure. He felt left out. Now, don't get me wrong. Desmond was doing this thing. He was doing this thing, being a chef and everything, right? But at the same time, there's something about when you be connected to the person that you've been knowing just about your whole life, and they're not giving you that same type of attention. Through human behavior, you'll feel some type of way about that. Damn, she's up here giving all this attention to X, Y, and Z, and all I'm getting is TikTok videos of her flipping around the house all day. That's the only attention that we're getting, and that's it. So it weakens that loyalty. It goes back to what I was telling y'all earlier about that what if factor. Them intrusive thoughts. She's not giving me this attention, so what if another person will? Or what if this really not the person I'm supposed to be with in this relationship? So therefore, I should exercise my option. I want y'all to understand this clearly as well too. I'm not condoning Desmond's behavior of him cheating on Kristy. I'm not condoning it at all. Because I believe through my moral compass is this. When you getting into a relationship, when you get into a committed marriage, right? And that marriage is a traditional marriage, I believe that you should follow the traditions of that marriage. And so if you end up committing any type of infidelity, cheating, whatever case may be, then you literally have broke that covenant of that marriage. And so I don't agree with that. Now notice the term that I said a traditional marriage, because I know there are people out there who are not traditional at all. They don't have a traditional relationship. So I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about couples who literally operating in a traditional marriage. If you operate like that, I believe that you should honor that. And if you don't honor that, then yes, there are going to be consequences behind that. Case in point with Desmond, regardless what was happening, right? Regardless what's happening in the situation, when Desmond decided to cheat on her, yes, he is absolutely wrong for that. And he needs to be held accountable. That's what was happening. Now, according to the statement that I read to y'all earlier in the show, right, he was holding himself accountable to a certain extent that I believe. He was saying certain things in that statement that he wanted to put out there, but he was withholding a lot of other stuff as well too. And he did say this. He did say that he wanted to have a separation from her for a time. But however, Kristy was the one who didn't want to have a separation, that she wanted to go ahead and file for divorce. And she did it. Which this get into the next point that I want to mention to y'all about us as men, male accountability. I want y'all to understand this, that it's not about blaming women for men's failure, gentlemen. Once again, it is not blaming women for men's failure or for our failures, okay? But what it is a man's discipline. It's his responsibility. Like I shared with y'all on the other episodes of the podcast, where I'm giving y'all the true red pill philosophy, not this current fake stuff that's out there right now where you get all these bitter dudes and stuff, right? That, you know, they get on here, they acting bitter, they been in a relationship that they chose to be in, right? Not giving you that. I'm giving you the real red pill philosophy. According to the real red pill philosophy, is that a man's discipline is his responsibility. So it is your responsibility as a man to do your duties as a man, to provide, to protect, to be disciplined physically, mentally, and spiritually. No matter what's going on in that relationship, it is your duty as a man to carry the cross of that relationship, because you as a man should be able to handle it. You as a man should be able to take it. But what I have discovered is this. I have discovered that we have not been trained to take it. We have not been trained to carry the cross. We have not been trained to hold it together. We have been trained by false ideology that it's okay for you to ultimately open up to your feelings, give into your intrusive thoughts, give it to how the way you're feeling at that moment, and exercise your feelings. Case in point with Desmond. Marriage doesn't erase the temptation. Fatherhood doesn't eliminate desire. The fame doesn't excuse weaknesses. And I could attest to this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a married man. I deal with things every single day. Case in point, for example, like even with the content that I'm putting out right now, as y'all see, this channel is growing. It's growing, and I appreciate y'all. But as I'm learning that the higher I go in this, right, the more devils that I deal with. And that's the God honest truth. And so within that, there are temptations that are out there. There's sometimes be some people that either come into the chat, or they be, in the back chat, or, what I'm saying, there be people that, and I got my business email on there, and email me or whatever stuff, right? There'll be people that do that. There'll be past people, who will become attractive to me and stuff, right? And feel like that they have an opportunity, knowing good and well that I'm a married man. So the temptations is out there. But within that, that's where the discipline comes into play. That's where the responsibility comes into play as well too. Some men try to cover it up by focusing on family, focusing on their children. But obviously, the desire is still there. It's not going to go away. Nor the fame is not going to excuse the certain weaknesses that you deal with as well too. This ring that I have right here, right? This ring, and I want to not only give this to the men, but I also want women to understand this too. This ring right here does not control the man. It don't. That ring do not control the man. All the ring is a symbol of the commitment that y'all have made before God. That is the God honest truth, what the ring symbolizes. But it doesn't control the man. It doesn't control the person. It doesn't automatically make the person not go out and cheat. No. To be honest with you, through my experience, it always appears that when I'm married, that's when more temptations be coming about versus when I'm single, to be honest. But that ring doesn't control that dude. But what does control him is his mindset, his discipline, his responsibility. Now, Desmond, he mentioned that he gave an apology. He even gave an official apology on this page, right? But the apology does acknowledge the pain. But afterwards, it comes to the point where he got to take accountability. Not only he have to take accountability, but he must, as a man, carry the cross and accept the outcome behind it. Case in point, with him dealing with his divorce with Kristy. Now, to be honest with you, and this is me, this is my opinion. If this situation was that he cheated on her, like had an affair or whatever and stuff, right? To be honest, to be like really, really honest, I believe going out and cheating and having an affair is like the least of the concerns. The very least, even though it's still bad and I still disagree with it. But I believe that even in that situation and stuff, right, and once again, not condone it. I just want y'all to understand where I'm going with this, okay? I understand that the trust has been diminished. I get it. But in that particular situation, I believe that could be reconciled. I really do, if you choose to do it. But the one thing about it is that it's going to take both of them to make it work. Meaning that, first of all, with Desmond, he had to understand, like I told you earlier, that he had to accept his outcomes. He had to take accountability of it and understand that what you did had totally hurt your wife. He had to understand that and take that accountability and take that cross and bear that burden. But even within that, he had to do everything possible to make sure that that situation doesn't happen again. Because yes, people do be thinking that, man, what if he ended up doing this again? What if he ended up getting bored again? What if this and that happened again, right? So it creates a level of lack of trust and insecurity. So he had to work on himself to make sure and stay committed that this situation don't happen again. And here's the part that he need to understand, and I want y'all to understand, is that he needs to do it for himself, not for the sake of the relationship, but he need to do it for himself. He need to understand what happened to get him to that point. Don't be placing just the blame on his wife, but also place the blame on him because he is the man. He has decided to do this. Hold himself accountable, use emotional intelligence, and do whatever it takes to fix the things that's bothering him internally for himself. Now, with Kristy, it's the same exact way, where she had to dig deep in herself and allow herself to not only heal from the situation, right? But she also had to understand that, let's keep it real, she is not the victim in this situation. I know y'all want to think that, right? Because he cheated. But she is not the victim in this situation. She has a part of the situation as well, too. So she had to dig deep within herself to figure out what had happened for us to disconnect the way we did. She had to go back and listen to understand where Desmond is coming from when he was explaining this to her. Babe, the reason why I cheated on you is because you wasn't in my life. Babe, I cheated on you because you wasn't attracted to me at that time. Babe, I cheated on you because I got drunk. Wherever the case may be, she needs to understand that. She needs to get clarity on it. Then once she understand it and get clarity on it, that she could go through the process of forgiving herself. Then when she forgive herself, she could go through the process of forgiving him and moving on. Not forgetting, but moving on. So that's the reason why I say that the relationship can be reconcilable if they choose to. If they choose to, go into, outsource to get it done. If that's what they want to do it. Counseling, whatever case may be, they could do that. Do it. Do what you got to do to fix the situation. But I believe that situation, it could be reconcilable. Now, if it's something deeper that's happening, like the situation is toxic and it's abusive and some other things that are happening as well too, then that's totally different. But based on what they putting out there, I honestly believe that it could be fixed. It could be reconcilable if they choose to. But if they both choose not to, if Kristy and Desmond they decide to carry this divorce and finalize it, then that's the decision that they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna have to deal with. That's gonna be the consequences of the outcome. Learn from it, move on, and the next step is to create a healthy co-parent environment. And that's another thing too, is that a person like myself who have been through divorce, right? One of the worst things that you'll deal with is when you have children, especially younger children. The reason why is because your younger children is so used to seeing mommy all the time. Your younger children are so used to seeing daddy all the time. Your younger children are so used to seeing y'all in the bed with each other all the time. Your younger children are so used to seeing y'all cuddle up on the couch watching TV or having family night all the time. Your younger children is used to y'all coming up in the room together reading them a bedtime story. Or dad that's coming there reading a bedtime story. Or mom coming there reading a bedtime story. They used to, if y'all want to belong to any type of religion or if y'all go to church or whatever, they used to y'all going to these events together. And imagine all that, right? And that, just like that, is gone. How would you think that the young children would feel mentally about that? And yes, divorce do affects children's mental health. Absolutely it do. Imagine how the children will feel. Mommy, where's daddy? Daddy's no longer with us, baby. Daddy, where's mommy? Mommy's no longer with us, baby. Can we all go to the park together? No, we're not together no more. It's going to be only us going to the park. Then to top it off, depending on where they at, they have to establish custody. Where custody equals visitation, depending on how the way that goes. Or if it's joint visitation or it be the standard visitation or whatever case may be. So right off the bat, that time that they spend together has been cut where you're not seeing the parent all the time anymore. And that affects them children's mental health. But at the end of the day, the children, they'll accept it and they'll just deal with it. The reason why I know is because this is what happened with my children when I went through my divorce. Where it literally affected their mental health. Where it literally affected them to a way where they're not getting that connection anymore. That the connection seems temporarily to them. They're simply trying to figure out why mommy separated. Then they're trying to get answers. Then mommy and daddy are so emotional. It's hard for them to explain to them what's happening. And so guess what them children do? They'll go to an outsource, meaning that they'll go to their peers. They go to their peers who have single mothers or single fathers, and their peers were like, yo, my mommy being single because my daddy did X, Y, and Z. And they're trying to figure this thing out. So once again, yes, the children do be affected by this. I remember that when we was going through this divorce situation, right? I remember my own children had to go to therapy. because it literally was messing them up. There are children out there right now who don't have the opportunities to go to therapy or have the privilege to go to therapy, and they just have to cope and deal with it. So yes, these situations it affects the children greatly. It affects their behavior. It affects them school where at first, there's some straight A students, and that's saying, their grades start dwindling because now they're sad all the time because they really don't understand what's happening. It happens. But at the end of the day, my brothers and sisters who are watching right now, that's why I say that if you choose to get married, make sure that you are marrying the right person, first of all. Make sure you vet out that person. Then the second thing, understand this. Understand that marriage or relationships do have a expiration date. It will ultimately end, whatever reason it's going to end. And you have to accept that. Once we accept that, then what should happen is that it will have you move a different way, in relationships. It'll have you move differently. It'll have you thinking differently. Because it's only a short time. Hell, even with life period, even our life period is nothing but a one short period of time. So even in that situation, you should be thinking about that, right? And thinking about how the way you should move accordingly. Because once with it over, expiration date over. It can end wherever way it ends, you know what I'm saying? You can get sick all of a sudden one day and then gone. Get hit by a car or a comet or something, I don't know, gone. You could be just minding your own business at the grocery store and some random person just shoot and kill you. Over. But the reality is that it has an expiration date. Here's what I want us to walk away from as I'm into this, right? I want y'all to walk away from this. I want y'all to understand that that it's important to vet out the behavior. Like I shared with the one gentleman earlier, it's important for you to vet out the behavior. Don't be looking for women based on how they look and you be stuck on the status. You know what I'm saying? But you really see if that person compatible with you. Another thing too is that you need to understand that your discipline should beat your overall desire. I want you to also understand that your overall image does not replace character. And this is important because I understand that a lot of us portray a certain type of image towards people all the time. But even that image is not who you are. You know who you are. You know who your character is. So that false ideology or false character that you have, it shouldn't replace who you are. Want y'all to understand that respect dies faster than love. It do. And I also want y'all to understand that since I'm telling y'all that marriage has an expiration date, I also want y'all to understand that love itself is not what it's being portrayed to be. Love itself is simply a choice. It's an action. That's it. It's not all this glamour that you wanted to be where you all lovey-dovey and all the stuff there. No. No. Hell, Valentine's Day is coming up and they're finger ready putting out this bullshit about Valentine's Day. Oh, it's the day of love, blah, blah, blah. No, that is not the true essence of what love is. Love is an action. Love is a choice. Families must survive on leadership, men, and not just your optics. So I hope that today, as I was breaking this thing down to you about their relationship, now once again, I was trying to let y'all understand that when we was reacting to the Scotts, right? We're not reacting to, how everybody else doing. They sitting up here, using false red pill ideology and stuff. Try to place blame on Kristy, try to place blame on, Desmond and, blah, blah, blah. See, I told y'all these women are wrong, blah, blah, blah. And we're not doing that. What we doing is we taking it from a deeper lens so we can learn and understand the whole dynamics of the situation. And we can use emotional intelligence, where we can use critical thinking to make choices in our life. Because being in a relationship is a huge decision that you're going to make in your life. The question is it something you want to do or not? That's why I say that relationships and marriages is not for everyone. If you have that mindset thinking that, I'm not going to get married, because you don't want to get married, not because you feel some type of way or you had a bad experience, right, and you just hurt at the moment, but your being that you have make you not want to be married, then it is nothing wrong with that. Because that is your calling. That's how the way you're supposed to be. So don't listen to culture or other people's relationships or parents or whoever it is that try to pressure you into getting into something that you don't want to be in. Don't listen to them. They don't. So if you're not meant to be in a relationship, you're not meant to be married, then you're simply not meant to be that way. Then it's fine. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not wrong. You're not weird or anything like that. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be. So operate in that. Because if you don't, then guess what? You're going to become another statistic. You're going to become another statistic where you end up being divorced or used and abused and mad. Learn, adjust, and simply leave better, gentlemen. That's why I want to leave y'all with today. So other than that, y'all, appreciate y'all tuning into the episode. I appreciate everyone who came into the lounge today. Make sure you hit the thumbs up to support the channel to get more of this thought-provoking content. Gentlemen, we're going to dive deeper into this whole red pill philosophy dynamics where I'm really going to be pouring into y'all so y'all can understand the things that are happening and so you can make critical decisions as men. One of the biggest things that I want us to do this year is to enter into the mindset of actually being leaders as men. Because so far, I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that it's been taught. All I'm seeing is that people going back and forth, bickering and complaining. And it is not men that should be doing that. You as a man shouldn't be doing that at all, period. You should be going out bickering, complaining about women and laughing about them and different things like that. That is not your purpose. You as a man should be in your purpose. You as a man should be focused on what it is that you're bringing into this world, into this life. And to be quite honest with you, gentlemen, you don't need a woman to do it. It's good to have one who will be part of your team, you know what I'm saying, to do it. Nothing wrong with that. But overall, you don't need a woman to fulfill that. And I'm not saying this from a builder perspective or anything like that. I'm telling you the truth behind it is that when you're in your purpose, there's not a requirement that you got to have a woman. Now, if you were to find a woman that's good for you, then there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm going to be dealing with y'all a lot. If it take a month, if it take this whole entire year for me to want to pour into you the true philosophy, this red pill philosophy and stuff, then I'm going to pour into you the whole entire year so we can get it together and start operating our true leadership. Because The only way all this is going to stop, the gender wars and everything going to stop, is that we have to start it first, gentlemen. We can't rely on the women to do it. We got to do it. We got to step up and do it as men. So, hope y'all up for the challenge, because I'm going to push you for real. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all catch my other one podcast episode as well too. Make sure y'all want to check out my community wild too, because I also be having some really good thought-provoking conversations going on there. And check out my shorts too, because I'll be having good conversations going on there too. So other than that, y'all have a great and wonderful night. Thank everybody who tuned into the show. And if I missed you, if I didn't mention you, I'm not being messy or anything like that. It is, when I be in the zone, I'm just in the zone. All right. So, but I appreciate you on tuning into the show, and I will see you again on the next episode. Y'all have a great night.